The block today is that Chav Gimel Amid Aleph and Masechet Moed Katan. We're still learning the dinim of Avelu. So Rabbi learns Avol and Avol Shabbat the first week. Enu Yotzim Pesach Beis Shiva. You don't leave your house. Shnia the second week you leave your house after Shiva, but Yotzim and Yotzim you go to shul. Do not sit in your normal place because you have to still be in a state of mourning. And it also is missing the words Ve'enoi Medaber. You don't speak to anybody. Shalishi the third Shabbos. You can go back to your normal seat, but you still don't communicate with people. The fourth week, behave normally again. Go back to your normal place. Rabbi Yehuda says, why would you tell me the first week you'll leave your house? You're not going to Shiva. How come the coming to visit him? In other words, interesting. Rabbi Yehuda holds that Shiva does not end after 7 days. Shiva ends after the second Shabbos. It could be 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days. And now I'll leave your house till after the second Shabbos, which is an amazing opinion. It's not brought down anyway. Shalishis, the third Shabbos. Yotzei, you can leave your house, but the Ein Yoshim B'Kayim, you go to shul, you don't sit in your normal place, and also the Ein B'Kayim, you don't speak. Revi is the fourth Shabbos. Yoshei B'Kayim, you go back to your normal seat. You don't communicate. Now the Shleishim are over. The fifth Shabbos is like everybody else. Now, in Halacha Shona, there's a big machlekes whether B'ez Yosef says that those people who the entire year that our mother talks about the people the entire year they don't sit in the normal place. Others say that no, they only for 1 week because, as Gemara says here, plus that in itself, if you have a permanent seat, then you can always ask the question, think, oh, this guy's a novel. So we don't want to talk about Avelu Shabbos. I'm wondering about it. Definitely don't sit in the seat you normally sit. But if you have a permanent seat every Shabbos, then maybe it's better to sit in your normal seat. So Cole and Tracy brings in that he thinks that this Avera of speaking, outside of the of speaking of the third Shabbos there is only if you're sitting in your normal seat. But if you're sitting in another seat, you're allowed to speak. The first 30 days, you shouldn't get married. His wife died. Also, Lisa Isha married another person. If a guy wants to get married for the first time, he shouldn't get married for 30 days. What happens if his wife passes away? He has to wait 3 Yomim Tovim. Why do you have to wait 3 Yomim Tovim before he gets remarried? What for? I mean, sometimes we say you have to wait 3 months in case you get remarried. We should know the child from the first husband and the second husband. But there's nothing to talk about here. Not to remember, we're talking about getting married to another woman. So why do you have to wait 3 Yomim Tovim? So Taisik gives a number of reasons. One reason is that we don't want you to forget your wife. So therefore, we want you to have 3 Yom Tovim to think about her. Number one. Number two is that if you get married before 3 Yom Tovim, while you're married to another woman, you're going to keep on thinking about your first wife. Though the second answer is very different than the first. The first says we need to do something to make sure you remember her. The second answer is naturally you're going to remember her, and therefore it's not fair for the other wife if you keep on remembering her. And third thing is you're going to remind your second wife, oh, my first wife used to do this and that, and make her feel uncomfortable. But what's interesting is when it comes to a woman to get remarried, we say after 30 days she can get remarried, because we say that she feels being alone bothers her a lot more than it bothers the man. And total mesa tandu mesa martin, she'd rather be married, and therefore, even after 30 days already, she's permitted to get married. Says him further. Rabbi Yehuda says the regular Yishin B'Sheni Asur, first day of Asur, but Shishi Motik, you get married between the second and third Yom Tov. It's long enough. The Im ain't like Banim, he didn't have any children yet. Mutan Lisa Alta, you can marry straight away. Mishab Bikku Pevidivya. And the mitzvah of Puru. He Nichal Banim Tanin, she left behind little Yasamim. Mutan Lisa Alta, you allowed to get married straight away. You don't even have to wait. You play Panasas, you need someone to take care of your little children. And the Gemara says an interesting story. The wife of Yosef passed away. While they were in the Beis HaKvaros, he turns to his wife's sister. You have a responsibility to raise your nephews. Let's get married. The Afa became like, got married straight away. so she can help out in the house with the kids, but they didn't have any relations for a long time. And Mila's mom, what's a long time? I'm going to papa la'achash leishim. They wait 30 days. Kol shloishim yom legiyas. That for 30 days you're not supposed to wear clothes that were pressed in a very professional way. Echad kein lechadoshim, when there's brand new clothing, you don't wear the brand new clothing for 30 days. The echad kein yishan, nor do you wear clothes that are old if they were washed and laundered and look professionally like brand new. It came out for the press, it came out very new. So that's opinion number one. Now, wear any new clothes or wash clothes the first 30 days. So what to do is you put it on before, or you have someone else put it on, and then you wear it. Rebbe says, Rebbe says it's limited only to brand new clothes. Laundered clothes is not part of the Easter. Now, Below Hashem goes further. It has to have two criteria. It has to be brand new clothes and levonim, only white. White new clothes you shouldn't wear for shleishim. That's it, Bavad. Abaye nofik begarded the sarbala kerebi. Abaye went around with laundered clothes. He followed Rebbe. Only new clothes are forbidden. Rava, this is interesting. Rava nofik bechimutzta rumisa. Rava walked around with a shirt that came from Rome. Sumakta. It was red. Charti, brand new. Because he held like a Belazar but Shimon that was forbidden only if it is white clothing. So Rava, can you imagine? The Rosh Hashiva Rava walked around with a red shirt. See how we get accepted today in these shoes, wearing a red shirt. Okay, this is time Shiva, but still. Shabbos, the Mishnah that Shabbos is counted part of the Shiva, and it doesn't stop the Shiva, you continue counting after Shabbos. Bnei Yehuda, Bnei Galilah, there's a big argument. How many days say, yes, things try to speak like have marital relations, learning to know that you're supposed to be careful on Shabbos as well. The other ones say, Ein Avelis b'Shabbos. When we say there's no Avelis Shabbos, means period. Ipso facto, no Avelis b'Shabbos, even discreet. It says clearly that Shabbos is part of the 7 days. Why is it part of the 7 days? Obviously, you're continuing to maintain some kind of Avelis. What it says, there's no Avelis Shabbos. It says, it doesn't cancel the Shiva. Now, if you're having Avelis or Shabbos, at least discrete Avelis, why would you think that it cancels a Yom Tov we learned before, cancels your Shiva, your Shleisha, whatever, Shiva? Why would you think that if Shabbos would cancel your Avelis, if Shabbos you're still behaving as you're an Avil? So obviously, Shabbos is no Avelis at all. So you would have thought that it cancels the Shiva until it doesn't. You're conducting like an Avil, Asuki in the Bay, tell me it doesn't cancel. Says the Gemara on each one. So let's understand each one. But look, Tony Oila, but it says clearly that Shabbos is part of the Shiva. Now, if you're telling me that there's no Shiva and there's no Avelis on Shabbos, what do you mean Shabbos Oila? Oila means that's sort of included in the Shiva. Says the Gemara, you're right. The expression is wrong. We know why we're using the expression Oila. There's no Avelis on Shabbos. But it's counted as one of the 7 days. I did Tony Boyle Mr. Sefer Ein Oilin. It wants to tell you, but it comes to Yom Tov, that Yom Tov is not part of the Shiva. Tanarei use the word Oila. It doesn't mean Oila that you actually have to conduct yourself like a novel. It just means that's one of the 7 days. Well, the Shabbos, or Tony Ein Mafsek, it says doesn't cancel. Well, if there's Avelis Shabbos, of course it doesn't cancel. Says the money right. But Mashum the Kabbalah. When it comes to Yom Tov, wants to tell you that it cancels. So therefore, it uses a contrast. It says it doesn't. But you're right, totally superfluous. In fact, let us say that whether there's a Avelis of Shabbos or not, there's a machlekes tanoim. What's the story? If somebody's an oinen and the mace is actually right there in your house. If you want to eat the bayis acha, you have to eat in another house. You don't have any other house. Eat in the house of your friend. Don't eat in front of the mess. It's not covered. Also, you're not thinking about the mess. Your friend, you have no one else around you. You build this other partition 10 tefachim high, so you're on the other side. You don't have what to make a mechitza with. And just sit there and turn around, face away from the corpse. Do not recline and eat, because when you recline, you're sort of taking your time. Don't eat meat. This is while you're an oinen. Don't drink wine. You don't make a bracha. Rashi says you don't make a bracha to be mighty others. Rashi and bracha, others say is they're talking about benching. Others say Rashi says you don't make a bracha mighty. The aim mezamen, you don't lead the benching. The aim of Archala, they don't make a bracha for you because you're potter for mitzvahs. The ayin is potter from all the mitzvahs. The aim mezamein olav, they don't include him in the zimun. Upatim mekishmim menatfilim, you're potter from all these mitzvahs. Or we got mitzvah l'tayla, any mitzvah l'tayla, any positive proactive mitzvah. Shabbos, but Shabbos is no avelis, nor is there aninus. Mesa boichel eat wine, but you drink wine, eat meat, you drink wine with vorech, and they make a bracha with zamen, and you're part of zimun. They make a bracha on you, and you. The chayi bekish mitfilo to chomis and military, chayi with everything. Chayi with everything. So einin and avelis are two opposites. What's permitted by an einin is forbidden by an avon. What's permitted by an oval, it's forbidden by an oval. It's meat and wine, which is permitted by an oval, you're not allowed to have it by an oval. And other things, you're allowed to do by an oinen, but you're not allowed to by an oval, and vice versa. There's no such, you're allowed to wear shoes when you're an oinen. So there's Tracy explains very interesting. The difference between an oinen and avelis is they're fundamentally different. Avelis is mourning. You have to do things which make you sad. And but Aninus is, we don't want you to be distracted. We want you to focus on the mace, make sure it has a very dignified burial. And therefore, the outcome of the manifestations are very different from each other. Come along, Amnullah says, once you're chayiv in all these things, itemize there, and he's chayiv in all mitzvahs. Says the mother, what's he adding? You already mentioned he's saying also that Tashmish Hamita is permitted on Shabbos. My lab, so the Tanakama holds Tashmish Hamita is forbidden on Shabbos. That Mul holds is permitted. And what's the crux of the argument? It's a discrete behavior. And the question is there Avelis on Shabbos in a discrete way? But Mal Shabbos, Yeshua Shabbos, or whatever Shabbos. Says Mother, how do you know? Dilma perhaps Ad can like Kamatan because Kama said that it's forbidden to have tashmish, which the mace and look fun of. It's totally inappropriate. The mace is lying there in your house and you're gonna have tashmish. That's why. The mace and look fun, you're an oval and the mace is not there, then light. Maybe you're allowed to have tashmish in the Shabbos because there's no availance. But can look will say that you're allowed to have tashmish Shabbos. You're not an oval yet. You're just a native. Now that you're an oval, maybe you're not allowed to do anything in Shabbos. You have no proof one way or another. So what it concludes, I'm not exactly Rabbi Yechon was in Israel. It seems that there was a time that Shmuel, we know that they're not having by Rabbi Yechon. And by Rabbi was Eretz but Shmuel. So maybe Shmuel also wasn't Eretz Yisrael. Because Boy Menei Rabbi Yechon Shmuel. Rabbi Yechon asked Shmuel a question: Yesh Avelis b'Shabbos or Ein Avelis b'Shabbos? Is there Avelis b'Shabbos or not? And he said to him, Ein Avelis b'Shabbos. There is no Avelis b'Shabbos. The halacha, by the way, that there is Avelis b'Tzima on Shabbos. We don't, the three things you do on Shabbos. It's only b'Frei Hesya, open things we don't do on Shabbos. Okay, I'll play with the team tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.